The FBI isn't a political playground. It's the backbone of America's national security. Yet Kash Patel's past statements, questioning elections, attacking law enforcement, promoting conspiracy theories, raise serious red flags. Can someone with this record truly lead the Bureau? Or is this another example of politics over principle? Senator Klobuchar isn't holding back, and neither should you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Patel, I think you know that I have great respect for the men and women of the FBI, their mission, fidelity, bravery, integrity. I believe they deserve a director who respects their work and sacrifices, and they deserve a director who's focused on their mission. This is not about bingo cards or games. This is not about revenge. This is about the safety of our country and the people that work in the FBI. And the FBI runs on facts, it runs on truth. Truth matters, and without truth, the whole system breaks down. You said that Donald Trump has every right to tell the world that in 2020, 2016, and every other election in between was rigged by our government because they were. Yes or no, did you say that?
I don't have that statement in front of me. But
okay, that was from August 27th, 2023 Thrive Time show. I'll put it on the record. These claims made in that statement were rejected by courts, including by Republican judges. Is that correct?
I don't have enough of the facts in front of me to make that assessment.
I will put that statement on the record, but I think everyone in this committee, including the Republican members, knows that these statements were rejected by courts. You were asked about the police officers in the Capitol who testified in the January 6 hearings, and you accused them of lying. Is that correct or not correct?
I don't think that's accurate.
Okay, Joe Packed podcast, March 2024, we'll put it on the record. I was there. The police officers were heroes that day.
Yes.
Did you post on your personal social media account in May of 2024, January 6th, never an insurrection, cowards in uniforms exposed. They broke the chain of command.
I believe you're referencing a post that was shown in part earlier. I don't have it in front of me.
You posted it, and it was on your account, and we will again put that out there once more as we go on. I don't want to lose any more time on this, but every one of these, there's a record of it, and you haven't answered. You promoted a COVID vaccine reversal or detox supplement. One scientist said, I quote, "None of these substances in any form would minimize side effects from a COVID-19 vaccine." That is preying on innocent people. Did you perform clinical trials before you made that claim?
I'm not a doctor, so no.
But you did promote this supplement and told people that it would reverse or mitigate the side effects from COVID vaccine.
Did I give people an opportunity to make an independent choice for what's best for their families? Yes.
You did that last year, correct?
I don't have it in front of me again, Senator.
Mr. Patel, the FBI tackles some of the most complex threats that we face: terrorists, hostile foreign powers, violent gangs, fentanyl, criminal organizations. Your mission, though, has been to go after people. I've looked at it. I've read this stuff. Yes or no? When Trump wins, did you say this? When Trump wins in 2024 and is in power in 2025, we can prosecute them, referring to Justice Department officials for an actual RICO statute violation, for criminally organizing the United States government to break the law to rig presidential elections. Did you say that, yes or no?
Again, Senator, you're reading a partial statement, so I'm unable to fully respond.
Okay, again, we'll put it on the record. X22 report podcast 20, that is from, I'll get you the date, about a year ago. One of the names on your list was Bill Barr. Chairman Grassley has called him one of the most capable cabinet officials I've ever been able to vote for. Senator Graham has said, I have nothing but total respect and admiration for the job done by William Barr as Attorney General of the United States. Is Bill Barr on your list of whatever you want to call them, been referred to as an enemies list? You've called them deep state after serving his country as the Attorney General of the United States. Is he on your list because of a personal vendetta?
Well, it's not whatever we want to call it, Senator. With all due respect, it's not an enemies list. That is a total mischaracterization.
I ask you,
And-
I actually used the words you used for the list, which was deep state, right? That's what you put at the top.
It is a glossary
Against
in
the
the
Attorney
back.
General of the United States. Is it because of a personal vendetta that he's on the list? You're under oath.
I have no personal vendetta against Bill
Okay,
Barr.
he said about you, you would never be able to command the respect necessary to run the day-to-day operations of the Bureau. That was actually in writing in his book. He had virtually, about you, no experience that would qualify you to serve at the highest level of the world's preeminent law enforcement agency, and that your appointment, as noted by Senator Durbin as Deputy Director to the FBI, would happen over his dead body. Is it, yes or no, why you would put him on the list of deep state as a former Attorney General, Trump Attorney General of the United States, because he wouldn't break the law for Donald Trump? Is that why?
Absolutely not.
As you know, he repeatedly told the president in no uncertain terms that he did not see evidence of fraud that would have affected the outcome of the election. Did you say in February of 2021 that the election stuff was never my job and I stayed out of that stuff?
Again, I don't know what comment you're referring to, but I'm sure you're reading a piece of something.
You said it on Pushback on a podcast. Is it true, though, that in December of 2020, you reached out to the Trump acting Deputy Attorney General and asked him to investigate a conspiracy theory claiming that people in Italy had used military technology and satellites to remotely tamper with voting machines in the U.S. and switch votes for Trump from Trump to Biden? Is that true?
What was the date?
That was out of December of 2020.
I was Chief of Staff to the Department of Defense, so I don't believe that's accurate in any way.
Okay, that came out of testimony before Congress. I will give it to you. Have you referred to the media as the most powerful enemy of the United States that they have ever seen? Is that right?
Again, you're reading a quote. I take that you're reading it
CPAC
accurately.
22324. You said we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens who helped Joe Biden rig the elections. We're going to come after you whether it's criminally or civilly. Is that something you said?
That's a partial statement of what I said.
Steve Bannon's podcast. You also said you would put the entire fake news mafia press corps on your list. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
I don't have that in front of me.
Benny Johnson's podcast, 82123. You have said that the FBI, including today, you said that they remain utterly corrupt. This is an agency with agents who have taken down terrorists, taken down bank robbers, taken down crime. And you wrote that the FBI has become so thoroughly compromised that it will remain a threat to the people unless drastic measures are taken. Do you know that under Chris Wray's leadership, he took over at a very difficult time, we all know that, appointed by President Trump, that during his tenure, the applications to the FBI has in fact tripled? Do you think people would be applying to that agency like in those numbers if they thought it was so corrupt?
The American public's trust in it is at 40%. That's an all-time low.
Did you say that the FBI headquarters should be shut down and reopened as a museum of the deep state?
Mr. Chairman, are we allowed to go an extra time?
Let's see, you get a second round. Before I call on Senator Lee.
Could he just answer the question if he said that the FBI headquarters, where they investigate cybercrime and terrorism,
Mr.
should
Chair.
be shut down and opened as a deep state?
Hey, Mr. Chair.
As a museum. Did he say that the headquarters should be shut down?
Mr. Chair.
I deserve an answer to that question.
I
He
guess
is
it's-
asking to be head of the FBI, and he said that their headquarters should be shut down.
Mr. Chair, parliamentary inquiry.
You got anything you want to say, Mr. Patel, before I go on to Senator Lee?
Simply this. If the best attacks on me are going to be false accusations and grotesque mischaracterizations, the only thing this body is doing is defeating the credibility of the men and women at the FBI. I stood with them here in this country. In every theater of war we have, I was on the ground in service of this nation. And any accusations leveled against me that I would somehow put political bias before the Constitution are grotesquely unfair. And I will have you reminded that I have been endorsed by over 300,000 law enforcement officers to become the next director of the FBI. Let's ask them.
Mr.
Chair?
Chairman, I am quoting his own words
Along-
from September of 2024.
Along-
It is his own words. It is not some conspiracy. It is what Mr. Patel actually said himself. Facts matter.
You forget that you had 3 minutes in the next round to say what you just said.
Okay, I'll say him again.
Okay? Before I call Lee.
Mr. Chair, just parliamentary inquiry, and it was on time. It wasn't disputing any of the debate, but I intend to keep to my 7 minutes, and I
The Senate hearing with Senator Klobuchar grilling Kash Patel is one of those moments that strips away the political theater and shows us what's really at stake when someone seeks to lead the FBI, an agency that is literally the front line of national security, counterterrorism, and law enforcement in the United States. This isn't just a confirmation hearing, it's a stress test for truth, credibility, and judgment. From the very beginning, Klobuchar framed the discussion around core principles, facts, integrity, and the mission of the FBI. She emphasized that the Bureau isn't about games, revenge, or politics. It's about protecting the country, saving lives, and upholding the law. That's a critical reminder, because when leaders start treating these institutions as political tools, the consequences are massive. And here's the tension. Patel's history of statements, questioning the legitimacy of past elections, attacking law enforcement, promoting unverified COVID supplements, and even suggesting that FBI headquarters could be converted into a deep state museum, immediately calls into question whether he respects the principles Klobuchar highlighted. These are not minor remarks. They're part of a pattern that signals how someone might prioritize ideology or loyalty over the mission of the FBI. Klobuchar methodically highlighted these contradictions. She reminded Patel of specific statements he made about Trump's right to claim elections were rigged, accusations against Capitol police officers, claims of a deep state conspiracy, and his own enemy list. Each question wasn't just about rhetoric, it was about accountability. How can the FBI maintain credibility when the person seeking to lead it publicly undermines the very institution and people tasked with protecting the country? What's particularly revealing is how Patel responded. Time and again, he avoided direct answers, claimed not to have statements in front of him, or dismissed prior remarks as partial or mischaracterized. He tried to portray the criticism as attacks on his character, rather than a legitimate assessment of past behavior and judgment. But the record exists. Public statements, social media posts, podcasts, all of it is verifiable. And this hearing underscored a larger truth. In positions of immense responsibility, past behavior, credibility, and judgment matter. They are not optional. Klobuchar's approach also showed a critical lesson for the public. Accountability isn't just about applause lines or political messaging. It's about ensuring that the people we trust to enforce the law, handle sensitive intelligence, and confront terrorism can operate without bias, without personal vendettas, and with absolute respect for truth. That's why her questions, challenging Patel on everything from his attacks on former officials like Bill Barr to his conspiracy theories about elections, were so important. They weren't political theater. They were a test of whether he is capable of leading the FBI responsibly. At the same time, it's essential to note the broader context. Patel is backed by some law enforcement endorsements, 56 former FBI agents writing to support his nomination, emphasizing his experience and vision. But endorsements alone can't outweigh a pattern of public statements that could compromise the trust and integrity of the Bureau. This juxtaposition reveals the tension in modern appointments: experience versus credibility, political loyalty versus institutional integrity. For the American people, the takeaway is clear. Leadership of critical institutions can't be based on political allegiance alone. These positions demand judgment, respect for truth, and a commitment to the mission over personal ideology. And hearings like this, painstakingly detailed, direct, and evidence-based, are how Congress ensures that leaders are not just qualified on paper, but fit to uphold the law in practice. If you want to stay informed and understand what's really happening behind the scenes in Washington, beyond the sound bites, beyond the politics, subscribe to Left Lens. Hit the bell, like, and share, because knowledge is power, and the American people deserve leadership that actually respects the law, the facts, and the institutions that keep our country safe.